take a little last bite at this apple. We've talked a lot about how impressive what the Patriots have been able to do. Hamilton did some digging over the weekend while he was packing his socks. And he really did uncover, you know, like the archaeologists in Jurassic Park, just sweeping out fossils. He found some crazy stuff, okay? The Seahawks, if they get this done and win Super Bowl 60, they, by the numbers that you can't argue, will be maybe one of the best teams that we've ever seen when it comes to domination in the passing game, both on offense and defense. And if the Seahawks finish this, they will go down as one of the greatest teams in history in the league. It's not crazy. It's sort of like a what, really? But it's not crazy, it's true. And I don't know, I'm trying to figure out this morning, like, why don't they have that perception? And I'd love to hear, is it because it's a small market? Is it because it's Sam Darnold? Is it because, like, we feel like there's too much parity around the league and there's some, like, why does it feel like this is not going over like Greatest Show on Turf vibes? But they are that, make no mistake. No matter how you slice this thing from a numbers perspective, they are right there with the best teams to ever do it. If they win, they're going to go down as one of the greatest teams in the league. And here's another example. Now, it's very, very nitty-gritty. It's very sick pup Matthew Hamilton. But here it is. This puts together their an example of their dominance, really, on both sides of the ball. And I'll start with this guy, Sam Darnold. Forget him just being a top 10 quarterback in the league right now, which I said last week, and he is. He's had one of the most efficient seasons we've ever seen at the position. Sam had a top 30 season all time when it comes to his yards per dropback. And isn't that kind of the ultimate measure of the position? Look at him go here. Every time a pass play is dialed up, how much are you getting out of it? How efficient are you? What are you doing with that? Take a look at this. This is crazy. Sam ranks 27th in NFL history, averaging 7.63 yards per dropback. That is tied with a 2016 Tom Brady. That's the 28-3 year. Sorry, Kyle Shanahan. And that's his Super Bowl MVP, okay? It's ahead of 1984. Look at this company, Joe Montana. That's a Super Bowl MVP year for Joe. It's ahead of 1994 Steve Young. You guessed it, another Super Bowl MVP, maybe the best performance in Super Bowl history, right? Next one on the list was Aaron Rodgers, right there. He won the regular season MVP award that year. So that's an insane group, an insane MVP group. And then when you look at the Seahawks defense, they're allowing just 5.1 yards per dropback to opposing offenses. So that means there's a 2.5-yard difference every time the Seahawks call a pass play versus the opposition and when they do it. Are we hearing ourselves? That's insane. And if you look at this, the Seahawks just the 7th team in NFL history to average 7.5 yards per dropback, while allowing fewer than 5.5. 3 of the previous 6 that did it won the Super Bowl. Now, I know that's a deep dive, and I might have lost a lot of people, okay? And it's the second deep dive I've done that shows you just how special this Seattle team is, top to bottom, both sides of the ball, and how they measure up to some of the greatest squads that we've ever seen. Squads? Sure, squads that we've seen in the league. Patriots are very capable of making something happen. I think it's a strong opponent. They have playmakers, people who can, the Marcus Joneses who can flip a drive on its head. But Drake and Braves and McDaniels, they're going to have to be beyond the top of their game. Whatever the top was, you got to go beyond it to be able to do that. I hope I put that into the right perspective. Hemi, it's very sick puppy. For sure. I'm trying to think of the argument against, or really, to me, it's like the perception of this team is not that. I don't think anyone back Greatest Show on Turf. I don't think anyone was saying having to feed the public full screens and stats on like how great they were. You just kind of knew it was flashy. Yeah. There was a brand. Maybe there was better PR. What is this?
I do think some of it, like as we were talking about this morning and thinking about it, I wonder if some of it was losing that first game to the Rams. It kind of took the shine off of them. Like Darnold has this issue against the Rams. They're not going to beat the Rams. The Rams are the team, right? And it wasn't until week 16 when they beat the Rams that it started to shift. But having that happen so late in the season.
So there was this gap where everyone stopped paying attention.
I think so.
It's fair.
I do think so. I think that Rams game had a lot to do with it. I think the worry about Darnold fair not had something to do with it. And it's been kind of these last few weeks now where it's like, holy crap, they're this dominant, awesome team. And yeah, like if you look back, like the greatest show on turf Rams had that early because they had the flash, they were doing it early, and
There was no question, but people have questions about this. Now, maybe they don't, because then again, like, look at the line. Look at, people think the Seahawks are just gonna crush, and they should. And they're so freaking good, among the best in NFL history if they pull off a Super Bowl 60 win.